We're back with another East Asia Soft showcase, this time featuring 15 exciting titles we've got planned for January, February, and early 2024. Are you ready? Let's get started. We are proud to reveal that we've once again partnered with Idea Factory to bring two beloved games to Western audiences on Nintendo Switch. Hakuoki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom is a remastered compilation of Hakuoki Edo Blossoms and Hakuoki Kyoto Winds, two of the finest entries in the acclaimed Otome series. Players take the role of young heroine Chizuru as she is surrounded by the handsome warriors of the Shinsengumi. Embrace the political and interpersonal drama of feudalism while navigating romantic scenarios and witnessing events inspired by Japanese history. Explore multiple story routes across both epic visual novels, renowned by longtime fans of the series, while serving as a standalone jumping-on point for new players. Hakuoki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom will arrive on Nintendo Switch in 2024. Physical editions will soon be available for pre-order with retail partner PlayAsia. We've recently announced that epic Chinese action RPG Shun Yun Sword 7 is headed for release on Nintendo Switch. Our team is currently hard at work putting the finishing touches on the port and adding polish for the best possible experience on the platform. Physical pre-orders are now available with online retail partner PlayAsia, and we'll have more details to share on this exciting release very soon. In retro beat-em-up Fallen City Brawl, four strangers join forces to survive and reclaim the streets. Along the way, motivations and past lives will collide, further testing their loyalty as well as their fighting skills. Inspired by arcade beat-em-ups of the late 80s and early 90s, Fallen City Brawl is a story of ambition and revenge told through intense side-scrolling pixel art action. Huge sprites and animated backgrounds breathe life into the dying city streets, while fighting mechanics offer uncommon depth with destructive combos, counters, air throws, grappling parries, special moves, and riot supers. Fallen City Brawl will throw down on PC first in early 2024 and is now available to wishlist on Steam. Console versions are also in the works and are expected to drop later this year. Next up is Nepenthes, a vertical shoot-'em-up presented in widescreen, top-down 3D style. In the year 2000 XX, after the completion of the lunar launch base, its first mission to Mars was initiated. But it was interrupted when the crew encountered an unidentified object with absurd energy signatures. The mission immediately shifted to recovering the object and safely returning it to the lunar base. Take control of your selected ship and blast off to complete this mission at all costs against an unexpected swarm of otherworldly invaders. Blast through a huge variety of enemy ships, collect power-ups, and face off against screen-filling bosses. Do you have the skills to survive and complete this critical mission? Nepenthes blasts onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam January 17th. Defend humanity from subterranean monsters as the last standing turret in Turret Rampage, a shoot-'em-up game with tower defense elements. You are a defensive turret, the only unit that stands between the remnants of humanity and the fierce underground invaders. Repel enemy waves by quickly moving between their tunnels and using the right weapons for every foe. Turret Rampage is coming for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms on January 31st. Classic dungeon crawling gets a blockbusting twist in Dungeonoid 2 Awakening, a top-down adventure presented in retro pixel art style. Pick from 4 role-playing classes, each with their own unique stats and special skill, then set off on a quest to conquer evil by controlling a floating platform to deflect a magical orb into targets along the way. Move the platform at the bottom of the screen and bounce the orb to keep it in play. Destroy walls, gravestones, enemies, and more to cause power-ups and modifiers to drop towards your platform, some of which might heal you, shrink you, or energize your orb for stronger attacks. Dungeonoid 2 Awakening crawls its way onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam February 7th. Take the role of Lula and explore a vibrant fantasy world as she journeys to discover the meaning of the genie and fulfill her destiny. Genie Reprise is an atmospheric fantasy adventure told through fully voiced poetry and 3D first-person exploration. Immerse yourself in mystical towns and the surrounding countryside as you collect crystal shards to reveal the next part of the poem that adds to the genie's lore, scattered across 15 chapters that span multiple eras and transform the environment around you. Genie Reprise arrives on PS5 and Xbox Series S and X February 14th. The Pretty Girls series returns with a new and expanded take on a timeless classic. Pretty Girls Klondike Solitaire Plus offers the same card-based solitaire rules you know and love, but this time you'll meet a huge variety of 11 female challengers and enjoy even more gameplay options to customize the experience. Choose from multiple difficulties, play through a tutorial, use hints and assists, change the number of deck draws, and more. In this new version of the game, you'll have an undo option at your disposal in addition to hint, shuffle, and expose assists. Once you ramp up to the hard mode, girls will gradually change into new costumes too. And if you're victorious, those outfits become available in the dressing room where you can create your own custom dioramas. Pretty Girls Klondike Solitaire Plus comes to Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5 February 15th. Return to a simpler style of platforming action in Froggy, a retro platformer, and guide an anthropomorphic frog as he leaps his way through 100 challenging levels. Run, wall jump, and wall slide with fluid pixel art animation as you hop on enemies' heads, avoid spike traps, and more. Touch flags or travel through doorways to set new checkpoints just in case you meet an untimely demise. But don't worry too much, as you'll instantly respawn and have a chance to try again. Froggy, a retro platformer, leaps onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms February 21st. Long ago, the Jade Emperor opened the gates of heaven so that worthy mortals could appeal to him and be granted divine powers in order to aid in the search for the Emperor's lost daughter. However, this holy gift was exploited and abused, bringing chaos to the mortal realm. Now it's up to a small band of heroes to try and bridge the realms before peace is shattered forever. Shun Yun's Sword, The Gate of Firmament, is a beloved entry in the long-running Chinese RPG series. This standalone tale innovates with 3D presentation and real-time combat while retaining and evolving elements for which the series has long been revered. This newly enhanced version of the game features improved loading times, higher resolution graphics, and all prior downloadable content, making it the definitive way to experience this timeless classic. Shun Yun's Sword, The Gate of Firmament journeys onto PS5 in 2024. In addition to digital release, physical editions are also in the works, and more details will be shared in the weeks ahead. Return to the style of Japanese fantasy platformers from the 80s and 90s as you take command of brave heroine Wisteria Sagari in her quest to save Earth, the higher realm, and the underrealms from a dark wizard. Violet Wisteria is a side-scrolling action platformer with a unique tricolor attack system. Requiring quick judgment and precision, this system allows Wisteria to execute sword slashes and thrusts based on an enemy's color, where only the correct attack will strike true. Enemy colors are randomized to keep players on their toes across 8 carefully crafted stages, each leading up to an exciting boss battle. Travel between dimensions from floating islands and serene forests to ruined cityscapes and the ends of the cosmos, wielding your sword for the sake of peace and justice. Violet Wisteria slashes its way onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms in March 2024. Take the role of an agile little hero as he leaps and dashes his way to glory in 10 seconds to win. This is a precision platformer where you only have 10 seconds to complete each single screen challenge. Run, jump, and air dash to avoid spikes, spinning saw blades, and more as you try to reach a trophy cup on the far side of the stage. Every few levels, the visual theme will shift and new stage elements will be introduced. But don't worry too much if you fail. If you die or take too long, you'll instantly teleport back to the starting point of that stage, and you can retry as many times as it takes. 10 seconds to win dashes onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms March 2024. When a power-hungry, egotistical witch spreads her dark magic across the land, it is up to one raccoon to stop her. Roxy Raccoon's Pinball Panic is a retelling of the original 3D platformer, this time told through an energetic and unique pinball format. End the witch's wicked curse and conquer her many challenges across a wide variety of pinball tables. From arenas themed around parks and urban streets to casinos and more. Unlock cosmetics for character customization to express your winning style and prove once and for all that you are the true pinball champion. Roxy's Pinball Panic rolls onto Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms in early 2024. Sunny Cafe is a tale of accidental encounters, acquaintances, and eventual parting. a love text adventure game that uses Taiwanese coffee knowledge as a catalyst for this cycle of interactions and an analogy for life itself. Join a cast of Taiwanese college students and enjoy a visual novel steeped in local culture, customs, and ideals. Learn how to make the perfect cup of coffee by selecting beans, grinding, choosing a filter, and brewing skillfully. Click on objects in the cafe to pick up vital bits of additional knowledge. Explore multiple endings affected by your conversations with people in a comfy setting. And perhaps guide a budding romance to full bloom. Sunny Cafe comes to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms in March 2024. An English Steam update will also be available at this time. The long-running Rich Man series comes to consoles with its most advanced and addictive entry yet, Rich Man 11. In this high-stakes 3D board game of investments and property control, players can choose from a wide variety of fancy and energetic characters to represent them, set the number of players, and enter a hilariously immersive game world all about getting rich and staying on top. From classic maps paying homage to the series' 1989 origins, to brawl boards with missiles and bombs, there are many ways to keep the multiplayer mayhem fresh and exciting no matter how many times you play, solo or against friends and family. Roll dice to move across the board, draw cards, buy empty land, build houses or chain stores, level up buildings to collect higher rent, make deposits when passing banks, and punish the competition on your path to financial victory. Plus, as a new feature to Rich Man 11, landing on special tiles can suddenly shift the direction of the road, diverting players and affecting the board in strategic or disadvantageous ways. Rich Man 11 struts onto PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and the Windows Store in March 2024. And that does it for this East Asia Soft Showcase. Quite a lineup, don't you think? Here's a quick recap of all the titles we've just announced, plus a few that we've shared previously, now with official release dates. As always, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you playing all of these exciting new indies as they fill the months ahead.